Oh my god, hey. So from the title and thumbnail of this video, you will have now discovered that I have gone to Hamburg, Germany, but right now in my world, that hasn't happened yet because it's currently very late Thursday night. It's like 2:30 in the morning because in a spectacularly poor piece of planning, tonight was the gala night for Cara Delevingne, Luke Treadaway, and the new cast of Cabaret in the West End, which goes some of the way towards explaining the hairstyle I currently have. It does not go all the way towards explaining it because this is still a lot. I'm just now realizing I have eye makeup that I'm going to have to take off, but we have just about packed and like found passports and checked into the flight and everything. It's about to be a 4-day bank holiday weekend, so none of us have work, which is very exciting, and we're gonna go and try and get like 6 hours sleep and then get up and head to Gatwick Airport and go get on a plane to Germany, and I will see you there. Made it to the airport. We're in Gatwick. We're currently sat at the gate. We've had a pretty seamless airport experience.
I love how my hat just gives everything away.
I think I've already told these people.
Yeah.
They've probably already seen it in the thumbnail. So we're going to Hamburg, Germany.
Yes.
To go and see Hercules das Musical. Also the Eiskönigin, which is Frozen. And also Tanz Der Vampire, which is the German language production of Dance of the Vampires, which was a mid-2000s Broadway flop that has been hugely successful in Europe. A contrast which has made me fascinated about it. We had a really smooth security process.
It was so quick to say that it's Good Friday.
Yeah, it's currently the beginning of a 4-day weekend here in the UK. Easter holidays have begun, schools have broken up, and so thought it could be very busy, but no, not so bad. What have we got? Like plain essentials, people. Passport helps.
Merriments.
Shaun has water, I have water. You have these because...
if you like get headache pressure, liver pressure from the plane and stuff when landing, etc., they're really handy to like suck on when you're going down.
What else are we sharing?
The
Toblerone.
obligatory Toblerone from the airport.
A white chocolate Toblerone.
To make up the fact we saw Cabaret yesterday and didn't get one of the Toblerones.
We so nearly
Yeah.
ordered a Toblerone to our little table at the Kit Kat Club, and then we didn't. And now we're ready to get on a flight. So we're flying with EasyJet today, which, if you don't know, if you're not from the UK, if you don't know this airline, this is like short-haul, mainly European airline. It's a lower-cost airline, so it doesn't have like the TV screens in the back of the chairs, which is why my mind was blown when I flew to New York for the first time, and it had those because I'd never been on a plane that did. But I think this is only about an hour and 40 minutes. And we have a nice row at the back, which is always my plane preference because I just think it's chill to be
It feels
at the back.
calmer at the back. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay, we're on the plane and we are taxiing. That's what it's called when the plane drives around like a car before it gets to the runway and is ready to take off, which may be happening imminently or in a little bit of time. Apparently we're only going to be in the air for an hour and 5 minutes. So there you go. The rustling you're hearing is Aeron getting ready with his sweets. Oh, Shaun is partaking as well. I'm waiting to hit the Toblerone. This baby's not going to last me to France. I have switched to sunglasses because it's bright in here, actually, and also because me falling asleep on a short-haul flight is an inevitability. Not on a, like, overnight long-haul flight, never. Not even if I want to. But, like, bright, loud, short-haul flight in the middle of the day, gone. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
True story. See, I would love to drive one of those little things that travel around.
It reminds me of Toy Story 2.
Oh yeah, very Toy Story 2 vibes. Like, I feel like I get a lot of job satisfaction driving one of those around. I grant you, I do not have a driving license, but that's because I'm afraid of other vehicles on the roads. And like, look how much space there is here. Like, as long as you're not crashing into a plane, and those are pretty big and easy to avoid, I feel like, look, it's coming back. Look at him go. Yeah. Woohoo! I think I'd be great at that. Here we go, it's happening. Woohoo! Do 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 do. Okay, I did did the defying gravity course a little promptly there. We're still on the ground, we're just moving very fast. At some point we will lift into the air. Here we go. Woohoo! Ooh, that was a bit of a wild takeoff. But we are away. Now, if I could identify any of the areas of the country that we were flying over right now, I would tell you where we were, but we have been on the wonk for several minutes now, and I'm frankly all turned around. Seatbelt sign. My famous lack of geography expertise has struck again, it seems, because I've just been looking at a map, and they're like, we're definitely not needing to fly over France to go to Germany. In my head, we'd like go down and then take a left at France.
I knew we wouldn't because of when we flew to Amsterdam, and that Germany's past Amsterdam, past the Netherlands.
If you asked me to draw Europe, you'd get some very dubious results.
Denmark's above.
I knew that, I just think I thought everything was lower.
Like, you go to the Netherlands over and you're in.
For just so many reasons, we're lucky I'm not flying the plane today. I do not know who decided that Toblerone would be like the go-to airport snack, but a wise individual, because sensational. Shaun had like one triangle of Toblerone.
I did, yeah.
Aaron, you had like
very nice.
3 or 4, and Hamilton had the other 51. It's good. Also, we're getting ready to land, by the way. Apologies if I'm yelling at you, my ears are fully blocked at the moment, but we're about to head through those clouds and go see Hamburg, a city none of us have ever visited before. Oh, there it is. So, we have landed in Hamburg, Germany, Deutschland. Deplaning took a little bit, but that is the price we pay for not paying the price to sit at the front of the plane. I also think that those moments after the plane lands, that's where we as a society really fail, because any sense of community gone as everyone attempts to stand up first, because they know that we're about to all be in the same customs queue and everybody wants to rush off that plane. We have to go do customs, so I'm going to put you away in my bag, tiny people in my camera. We don't have to go and wait for baggage because we only had the backpacks with us and one small suitcase that counted as a large cabin bag, because we didn't need that much stuff. So that's all good. I also have this bum bag, fanny pack, whatever you call it, which is another airport hack from me, because it doesn't count towards your baggage allowance, and it means you can have things like your phone and your passport close to hand as you're progressing through the airport, which is helpful. So going to go legally enter the country now. See you in a bit. Oh my god, hey, hello. Made it through border control very easily, very quick today. It's quite quiet here, and not just because our ears are still very popped from the change in altitude. I wanted to show you my plane outfit. Comfort, always a priority, but also like wearing many of the things I'll be wearing this weekend because we didn't bring that much luggage. And furthermore, in a gesture of international outreach and affection, I am dressed like the German flag. So we have left the airport and come down this escalator here to the S-Bahn, but we've just noticed this poster for Tanz Der Vampire das Musical, which is the first of the 3 shows we're seeing this weekend. That's going to be tomorrow afternoon. I know that Nur is only, I am assuming that is saying only on until September. That's what I've decided that it says. And musical von Michael Kunzer of Rebecca das Musical and Jim Steinman of Bat Out of Hell. How exciting. We're getting on this S1 S-Bahn train to Ohlsdorf. Let's talk travel away from the airport. So we're staying at a place called the Boston Hotel, Hamburg. And to get there, the good news is it doesn't take too long. The bad news is it's a little complicated. So we're getting the S1 from the airport. All of these trains seem to be going to Ohlsdorf, so I guess it's just like a little shuttle thing. And that's where everything connects to, kind of like from JFK in New York. Then we're going to change on to the U-Bahn, the U1 to Kellinghusenstrasse, 5 stops. Then we're going to change on to the U3 to Feldstrasse. Then I think we're going to get onto a bus, the X3, to Holstenstrasse, and then we're going to walk to the hotel. The other good news is that this morning, on the way to the airport, I bought, was it called the Hamburg card or the Hamburg Pass? Hamburg card, there you go, which you can get either for an individual or for a group of up to 5 for different price points, obviously. And you choose how many days and like when it's effective from, so you don't need to actually like tap in or put a ticket in to get onto the trains here, you just walk on. But if people come around and check, then you need to have a ticket, and so I have that here on my phone, and that works for all the public transport. That works for U-Bahn, S-Bahn, buses, and I don't even know what else. But yay! Where are we, Shaun?
We're in Schlump.
We're in Schlump. We have got off the U-Bahn in Schlump. We were going to get the bus, but it's like a 10-minute bus journey or only a 20-minute walk. And so we thought it's nice, and we've been admiring the local scenery, and we've been sat on planes, trains, and automobiles for some time now. So it's nice to just get out. We're trying to work out, I mean, it's quite straightforward how the traffic lights work. I've been to Berlin a couple of times. I'm sad that these traffic lights don't have ample mention. Shout out to Ample Mention, he's great. For the Disney fans, don't know if this is a chain or just the one restaurant, but Peter Pan with an E, Burger Grill Bar. I don't know if they call them hamburgers in Hamburg or if everyone else calls them hamburgers, because we need to Google this. We need to find out.
It's just a burger. You get like a little Peter Pan on top.
You get a little Peter Pan on top? Do we need to come here? You do get a little Peter Pan on top of a chili pepper. Just where he always wanted to be. I mean, the fact that they do meatless Mondays,
I will say,
that seems promising. We're going to look into this.
I imagine your German viewers will be like, why are they so excited over this?
Yeah. Aeron is investigating the menu because we are intrigued. We do have a habit of traveling and then eating at like generic chain restaurants.
Oh, you have to.
See our Olive Garden and Applebee's.
I want German McDonald's.
You want German McDonald's? We should at least see what is different about German McDonald's, because international McDonald's, you have to find out. Yeah. Any discoveries, Hercules?
It's a burger pass. It like kind of has all your traditional burger options.
Yeah. Burgers. I mean, I felt like we have to get burgers in Hamburg. I don't know. We're gonna walk to our hotel because we're still not hungry. I had so much Toblerone, you guys. A lesson for all of you if you're visiting Hamburg: learn from our mistakes. It's subtle. It's much subtler than we would have in the UK. You're seeing a different paving over here, and these little occasional bollards. This is a bicycle lane, and they do come by fast, and they don't ring a bicycle bell necessarily, so just be aware. Here we have a poster for a musical we are not seeing on this trip. There you go. Der König der Löwen, the King of the Lions. I do have a habit of going to different countries and not seeing the Lion King there. At some point, I'll see the Lion King in another country. And here we are. Boston Hotel. Bar, lounge and dining, but more importantly, where we will be sleeping for the next 2 nights in Hamburg. I'll tell you a little bit more about how we arrived at choosing this hotel, because it's not necessarily the most centrally located. But first we're going to go check in and dump our stuff and collapse for a bit. Oh my god, hey, we're here. We've made it. We are inside our spacious room at the Hotel Hamburg. I don't think I realised when I was booking, you know how, not necessarily in hotels, but at least when you're like buying or renting property, how they take photos on like a 0.5 to make everything look bigger. I think if anything, the photos they took of this room made it look way smaller. This room is vast. Like, let's do a room tour right now. Let's do the whole thing. I'm going to turn you around. Hold on. So this is just the entranceway when you first come in, with like more cupboard space than anyone has brought enough luggage for, frankly. And this, and then bathroom, lovely mirror. Say hello to yourselves, tiny people inside my camera. Giant bathtub, shower, toilet, oh my god, bidet. Hello. This massive room here. Look at this. This is huge. Aeron's so far away right now. There's a little, this'll get ya, I will say. That's a health and safety question mark, because I already fell once. This is a huge, huge bed. A nice little desk. Look, this is cute, what this says over here. Yes, hello, Herr Michael Boucher. It is not, in fact, theatre. We have a little functional balcony. Shaun reclining on his spacious sofa bed, but like a proper bed as well. television. And about 20 minutes later, after a nice brief sit down, during which I did not sit down but instead unpacked all of my things so that I could feel settled. Oh, look at that sky!
Wow.
Red sky at night.
Shepherd's Delight.
Shepherd's Delight. Good weather tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes? Does that still work in Germany? They have shepherds here.
It'd be a universal thing.
I said I would tell you why we chose this hotel, and in truth we looked at many, and there's 3 of us, which means you either need 2 rooms or 1 room that like works
Like
for
a family room.
3 people. Yeah, and some hotels claimed to, but what they called a 3rd sofa bed did not look great. This one did. Like it's obviously a decent bed, as we've now seen, but also the only time we're seeing an evening show and then going back to the hotel afterwards is going to be tomorrow night when we're seeing Hercules at Theatre Neue Flora, which is right around the corner. So we've booked a hotel deliberately near that one. So we're going to go check that out now, just so we know where it is. And then we're going to hop on a bus to go to Miniatur Wunderland, which is a tiny world, but the biggest tiny world in the world. It's the world's biggest model railway, among other things. It's evidently very popular, and everyone's been telling us that we need to go check it out. So that's our plan for the evening. There it is. There is the poster for Hercules at Theatre Neue Flora. We've got more banners going on over there. We will have more to show you when we go in and see the show tomorrow. This presumably is audience arriving for tonight's performance. It is 7 o'clock here in Hamburg. And I think the show does a 7:30 on, this is a Friday night. Bye Hercules. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, auf Wiedersehen, Hercules. Okay, so we're on the bus that we're taking to Miniatur Wunderland. Obviously we are driving, I say we're driving, I'm not driving. Didn't hijack the bus. The vehicles drive on the right-hand side of the road here, but pretty much it's just the UK that is the dissenting opinion among that. I don't drive, so I really don't have a horse in this race, or indeed a car. But yeah, it's a very long bus. It's giving Disneyland Paris park to hotel shuttle buses, if I'm being honest, and you do just get on and off without tapping, without paying for anything, because everyone's prepaid for their transport. There's a lot of trust in the German public transport system. You gotta appreciate that. Okay, we're here in Miniatur Wunderland, which starts with the gift shop, and we're admiring these little trains that have people's names on. I am unfortunately sold out. And this is a map of everything that's going on. So when you find the entrance and you go in, you want to either take the stairs or the lift up to the 2nd floor, and then you'll find a variety of different lit archways depending on how you have tickets. I managed to score some direct access tickets today, so we just went through the purple archway because there was a warning on the site saying Easter's going to be super busy, don't try and turn up without tickets, although it kind of seemed like they might have been selling them. I don't know. So we're up here in the exhibition of this giant model railway. This section is America, so this is like a little gold rush area down here. This is giving Hotel Cheyenne from Disneyland Paris, honestly. We have a little train arriving there. Look at that! Starlight Express, eat your heart out. You've never seen a model railway like this unless you have been to Miniatur Wunderland. So as we're standing here, it's turning to night because the lights are changing, so the town is lighting up and the trains are still running, but over here the drivers have all turned on their lights. But how cool is this? Mount Rushmore, just to really drive the whole Americana thing home. Oh my gosh, this bridge here, is a train going to go over that bridge? It is, look at that. Ah, look at that, it's going over the little bridge.
Going into the...
Oh, that sparks a lot of joy. We find ourselves now at the Grand Canyon. We're admiring all of the transit going on here. Lots of very respectful driving. So Aeron just pressed this button and it made the lights on this crashed airplane start flashing. So Aeron's responsible for that, I guess. How dare you, Aeron? The train is coming, everybody. Just gotta wait for it. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, and not a moment sooner. Have you ever been so excited for something in your life? A tremendous amount of anticipation. The train has stopped. Oh, another train is coming, that's why. Wait, is this going to be a collision? Oh, there are 2 tracks. Oh no, they're just doing good traffic. They're doing good traffic. Oh, this is remarkable. Here you go. So that's coming from all the way over there. That's coming from Mount Rushmore. It's going to come across here. You're not even ready for this. Choo choo. This is a thing of absolute beauty here. And then that's going to proceed on this track, if I'm correct. Or it's going to be a deathly collision. No, it all works. I don't know where that then goes. I guess it goes over, down on the other side there. To give you a sense of the scale of what we're enjoying, we started over there and we've just come around this bit here. There is still all of this to enjoy, and that's just America. The whole room has a lot more going on. Things getting a little more modern over here. I don't know how much of this I'm going to film. I don't know how much model railway content you're all interested in. One of these trains is not like the other. It is Easter weekend, and I'm just wondering about
bunny train.
this little Easter bunny train. But here we are in fabulous Las Vegas. You can see this is giving me Miss Congeniality too. Oh my gosh, sorry. A space shuttle is launching over there. We interrupt this broadcast for... Is it going to go all the way into space? It seems to. Okay, well, space is up there. There you go. Our good friend King Kong. Brendan from Wait in the Wings would love this. Where did they have the Vegas production of Phantom of the Opera? That's what I want to know. I'm waiting for some theatre representation in Miniatur Wunderland, honestly. As night falls, again, we find ourselves in Scandinavia. I mean, this is all quite remarkable. I was reeling already at being in Hamburg, Germany for the first time today, but now I find myself in miniature Scandinavia. I'm so well travelled. Oh, look, a Burger King. I have found a hippie festival with a flower power sign. It's very much giving hair. So now we are in Hamburg, understandably recreated with a lot of care here. And here we're seeing from behind the theatre where the Lion King is, and the boat that gets you there. You can see the other side of the sign here. Der König der Löwen. Look at all these people excited to see the Lion King. They're thrilled. And I guess these people are working in the theatre. We have like set building things going on potentially. I'm not seeing cast necessarily. I don't know if this is the stage door. I lied, I can see cast. Look, you've got the people in the zebra costumes over there. Look at that. Which is hilarious because there's also an actual giraffe which may or may not be escaped from the zoo, which was back that way. Also, night is falling and the show possibly beginning. We can see in the Philharmonic here. We can peer inside. They're playing Peter and the Wolf, I think that is. If you were to come here later in your Hamburg trip, you could sort of like compare and contrast parts of the city you've already seen with the miniaturized versions, which seems cute. Alternatively, we could just study this, and then by tomorrow we'll already know everything about Hamburg from this miniature version. I don't know how topographically accurate this is. There is a fire. Oh, the fire stopped. Good job. Many, many fire engines. Oh no, the fire's back. Okay, so I'd already heard about the boats that you have to get over to the island where some of the theatres are here in Hamburg, but you're gonna die. Look at this. This is Love Never Dies Phantom 2 poster. What a reference to survive at Miniatur Wunderland. And then I can't quite work out. We've got Lion King, we've got Aladdin, we've got Love Never Dies. I don't know what that is on the left there. Maybe that's an original German musical. So in here we actually have some live stage performance. This, a nice lady has just told us, is a famous German comedian named Otto. Are there elephants in here?
Yeah.
There are many elephants in this theatre. Some of the elephants are moving. There you go. I have questions about the nature of this performance, but this is very cool. This is a miniature golf course, which I guess makes it a miniature golf course. Oh, a train is coming past again. Love it when this happens.
We're now in Mitteldeutschland. Woohoo! And per my earlier comment, evidently, they do have shepherds. We have another theatrical space. There's an outdoor amphitheatre. The performance is happening over here. Look at that. I want to go to wherever that is. Look at the backdrop. Wow. If you're wondering what the show is, we have our answer. It is Romeo and Juliet. I do actually really enjoy this set design. This is a lovely two-level set they've got going on here. I quite like the artwork. Are they selling merchandise, Shaun? Can you tell if they're selling merchandise, or is that just tickets? If they are, it's in the little gazebo thing out front. Oh, look, she's on the balcony. There you go. Wow. I don't know why Romeo is dressed like the Phantom of the Opera, but I'm willing to let that slide. They have an aesthetic. Okay, you thought you'd seen it all in Miniatur Wunderland. My mind has been blown by this room. So we're stood here, and this is this huge open area down there. We've got cable cars going on. This is looking like Switzerland. And again, blowing our minds even further, this is an airport. The whole airport area is over there, but this is the runway, which is the main attraction, because every so often a plane will land. Okay, that was unexpected. Woohoo! It's getting a little bit more Mediterranean now. We are in Italy. Is it weird? I still want to swim in the water, even though I can see that it's not actually water. Oh, this is fun. We have a castle and jousting. Shaun, make them joust. Oh! Total miss, gentlemen. Are they going to try again? No. No, that's all they got in them. Here we are in ancient Rome. We have made a theatrical pilgrimage. Shaun just asked where Hilary Duff is. I can't even. We're at the Colosseum.
This is what dreams are made of.
This is what dreams are made of. Proof, if ever we needed it, that Rome was not built in a day. In fact, 215,000 hours of construction time. So, there you go. That puts that somewhat to rest, finally. Okay, so we're here in Rio de Janeiro now. A lot of travel I'm putting you through today, I know. And this is the Municipal Theatre, inspired by the Paris Opera House, apparently, or so I've just read. A whole carnival procession happening here, meanwhile, with a giant turtle, etc. See, this just reminds me of my time spent in Brazil. Although I didn't go to Rio, I went to Sao Paulo. But the trees, very familiar. They were bigger. Much bigger. Do you know what? I do think this entire building and the evident love shown for the model train goes much of the way towards explaining why Starlight Express has run for so long in Germany.
Yeah.
They do, listen, they do trains very well.
They do.
And they cherish their trains, and I respect that. So, this has been Miniatur Wunderland. We have been exploring for about an hour and 45. They have other stuff as well. There's a virtual reality experience you can do that we technically had tickets for, but it's been a long travel day of actual reality before we do some virtual reality traveling. And we're hungry. And the streets seem suspiciously quiet. We didn't know if that's because it's Good Friday or what. We saw a lot of closed restaurants. So we want to make sure we can go find somewhere that we can get food. If you're coming to Miniatur Wunderland, I think easily you could spend more than 2 hours here. So be aware of that. Lots to do, lots to see if you really appreciate all of the detail of the thing. It is quite remarkable. Well, sometimes the simplest solution is the best one, and it's not cuisine, but we got food here at Miniatur Wunderland. We have this fun seating experience with these sort of airline-style seats, almost. We're on the train. How did I not get... My brain is tired. I was like, it's planes for some reason. No, it's simulating travel because we haven't done enough of that today. But we have some currywurst, some pommes, lots of mayonnaise. This reminded me of a cheesecake that they serve in IKEA. The whole setup was very IKEA-esque, actually. We have fuse tea, which we enjoy in Disneyland Paris. Aeron has a creme brulee-ish sort of a dish there. Shaun's got vegan nuggets. It's all going on here at Miniatur Wunderland. We're about to dig in, folks. Oh, I've got bucket hat hair and everything. Oh my god, hey.
Hello.
End of day one.
Oh, do you want me to turn the TV off?
In Hamburg. No, I was going to tell them what we're watching.
Oh.
So we got the bus back. We're on the lookout for a corner shop. Wow.
Wow,
Sorry.
I just didn't stop going, man.
No, I know. We were looking for what we discovered is a kiosk, because we were like, what are they even called here? Because you can't like search Tesco on Google Maps. We found a kiosk that also had like
a bar and
Sports
a
bar in the
sports
back.
bar in the back and a smoking area out front,
And
like
bar at the front, yeah.
whatever was going on. But we got like drinks.
mezzo mix. So this is, you know,
Dubious.
if you were a person that got used to get like a dirty Fanta in
That's
Nando's,
Fanta mixed with Coke before any of you get excited.
So when you got to like used to mix the drinks together at Nando's, you'd have like Coke and Fanta. That's what mezzo mix is, and you can get mezzo mix sometimes in the Coke drink dispensers in like Five Guys and places. This is on there.
Or you can make your own.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I've gone for a humble grape aloe vera.
I've gone from a lift.
This wasn't meant to be a show and tell, but that's what's happening.
That's like an apple drink.
Milka, when in Europe.
Milka.
We are chilling on the sofa bed and watching German Strictly Come Dancing.
Let's
Yeah.
dance.
It's
But like a compilation episode.
yeah, it's like Best of the Professionals.
Yeah, so lots of talking in German, but also dancing.
And it's also fun because Motsi Mabuse is like the head judge.
Yeah.
And then she's on Strictly in the UK.
But ahead of seeing two shows tomorrow... Ooh! Ow! Sorry. Ahead of seeing two shows tomorrow in German, like acclimatizing ourselves to the language that we're absolutely not going to understand.
Yeah.
But just like the vibes at the very least. But yes, day one. Day two. I don't know why I sound and look so exhausted. We must have slept for like 7 hours. Aeron is here.
Hi.
Looking outdoors. It must be just after 9 a.m.
I think so, yeah.
You're looking at your phone, that's why I was asking.
9:17.
I think so, he said, looking at a phone. The tiny people in my camera can't tell me, because they're not necessarily from Germany, so the time zones are different for them, and also they rarely talk back. We've woken up early.
You have.
On the advice of Aeron. Aeron advocated for the 8 a.m. wake-up call.
We came yesterday, so that we kind of gained an evening, but also gained this like all this time pre the first show.
Yeah.
So we weren't just here literally for like show go. We actually got to explore the city.
Exactly. I'm wearing a lot of Hamilton this weekend for no specific reason. Hamilton did play here in Hamburg, but closed early. It was not the resounding success it has been elsewhere around the world. I'm just wearing this because I needed something red. And yesterday I wanted a hat that was yellow, so it's a colour-based coincidence. We're going to go and see what the day has in store for us. Today we are seeing Tanz Der Vampire at 2:30 for our matinee, and this evening we're seeing Hercules Das Musical, which is kind of the big ticket event of the weekend and why we are here right now. Specifically, that is the show that has brought us to Hamburg, Germany, so we are very excited. Oh! Hello everyone. Welcome back to my beauty channel. What does Jeffree Star say? What's the welcome back? I bring you to the bathroom of our lovely 4-star hotel room today because I'm trying to change my earrings, which has been a process as of late, because they were very well behaved initially and now they've started acting up in their teenage phase. But I bought these Mickey earrings that I've been wearing for a while when we were last in Disneyland Paris, and we're seeing Disney shows this weekend, so it calls for Disney earrings, but I am just slightly apprehensive of how that's going to go. Why did I do this? Why did it get me? Well, that one's gone well at least. Can I have one Mickey ear and one regular earring?
No. I mean, you could.
Talk us through your outfit, Aeron James.
Most of it's H&M. These jeans which are in the sale rail.
Disney
are H&M,
jeans.
which I was so impressed with because it was literally only this pair. And they are my size.
Yeah.
And then this I've had for ages and no clue where I got it from.
Mystery cardigan.
And then it's either H&M or Zara, but it's from a while back, so.
It's a purple shirt.
And then Hercules cap, and this is from the Paper Mill run.
Show us the back. Da-da-da-da-da. Keep your head still. There we go. He can't go the distance. Shaun, what are you wearing?
It's head to toe pro Marnie.
Yeah. So the plan for this morning, we're going to go get some breakfast. We eyed up the hotel breakfast just briefly as we were leaving, but we still haven't really explored much of central Hamburg, and we have the Wanderlust. Is that what it's called? But prior to that, we're doing the 100-meter walk to Theatre Neue Flora to get some photos in front of all the Hercules stuff in the daytime. We have found a nice gluten-free bakery, which might be a nice place to grab breakfasty things.
Always a list to find in cities.
Which Aeron is thrilled about. And it's near a big park, so we could go for a walk through a park afterwards, which sounds nice. I ditched the coat because it's 12 degrees currently.
I have been missing this type of weather. This is what we're in for from now on.
Yeah, it's a little bit milder, and it's going to be up to 19 later apparently, so lots to look forward to. I'm wearing retro Disney Spirit jersey because Hercules.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Work it.
Yeah, that's it. Point up, and then guns. Yeah.
Changed our minds. Got the S-Bahn because S-Bahn stop was in the same place, and this is going to take 4 minutes. And I'm now going to look at Google Maps on my phone to make sure we get off in the right place. But my God, the public transport here is all so easy and so casual. 2 stops later, which took about 4 minutes, and we are where we want to be. Barely had time to WhatsApp my family. So a win for the S-Bahn, and also all this public transport that we're doing, the buses, the U-Bahns, the S-Bahns, all of it prepaid for with the Hamburg card that I bought on the way to the airport. So we're not like doing any tickets or tapping in and out this whole time, just getting on and off. It is revolutionary, I dare say. So how pretty is all of this? This is the station that we just left, and then walking through a lovely bit of park, just past a very tall Radisson Blu. So those of you who watched my Sao Paulo travel vlog, you may remember I briefly became Mickey Joe statues, and we were intrigued by these statues and memorials. So the furthest one you're seeing there was a 1936 commission dedicated to soldiers lost from the 76th Infantry in the First World War. Now, it was created in 1936, an interesting year, and it was designed to set the mood for a future war, obviously only a few years before World War II would begin. So this is the newest one. This is the tribute to Nazi deserters and victims of the Nazi military judiciary, and this is the 1980s memorial against war, built in protest of the first monument, Shaun is just telling me. There we go. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Striking, but a powerful collection of statues and memorials here in Dammtor, Hamburg. Do you have to press a button to be summoned in? Is it a gluten-free bakery by appointment? There are people inside. We waited for other brave people, and now we're inside. So this is Isabella, gluten-free patisserie, gluten-free bakery. It is reward enough just to be able to find the thing. Are these like, is this like dinosaur bread? All sorts of things going on here. And then a world of gluten-free sweet treats. Some of the larger packaged items up there, all looking very tasty. And here we found the more breakfasty items with your gluten-free breads. That looks to be a rabbit, like a bready rabbit in the background there. And then some Brötchen, which is like little bread rolls. Some croissants, very nice. I'm about to order. We're all getting the same things, and I'm practicing. 3 Käse Croissant und 3 Schoko Quark Brötchen. I can pronounce the umlauts. That's all I can do. And for our drinks, we have come to Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if any of these are like specialty Hamburg donuts, but I do think the one with the pretzels on down below. Germans love a Dunkin' Donuts. There's so many of these in Berlin, but the one with the pretzels seems very German. And we found a little park with some very recliny chairs. Your legs look so little. Aeron is enjoying a Dunkin' Donuts Ice pumpkin spice latte. Now, Aeron loves a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and the first time he discovered them was in New Jersey, going to see Hercules at Paper Mill Playhouse.
And it was humongous. Like, I could not believe how big a Dunkin' Donuts coffee is when you say a large there. This is quite like more British standard
Moderate.
large.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are like only what, like 2 in London, or like 2 or 3. Like, they're really hard to find. We take a Dunkin' when we find a Dunkin'.
So this is the Käse croissant, German for cheese croissant, that you've been hearing me butcher the pronunciation of, that I'm going to try now, but it looks very nice. It's the croissant I think is very nice. I don't know that I'm getting an abundance of, like, it's cheesy. I don't know that it's the most
It's like an Emmental.
flavourful. You think it's an Emmental?
It's like an Emmental.
I wonder if it would be nicer warm, and a nice peach iced tea. They're not going to bother you, Shaun. A middling peach iced tea. Not the worst I've had. It's not the best. The birds are flying away from you.
Fighting each other.
Shaun's in a Hitchcock movie over there. Item number 2. Schoko Quark Brötchen. That's very nice. Now walking through some nice gardens. Very nice. Bless you, Aeron James. The sneeze took him off road briefly. Having a nice explore. And this is where we should have sat to eat our gluten-free breakfast items. Because very pretty. Very pretty. Striking architecture on the sides. Nice little seating by a river. And you know what? If this was in London, there would be people walking around in high-vis jackets charging you for sitting on these seats. 100%.
Skating on.
This is some sort of rink. We're currently debating whether it's ice or
I feel like
roller.
it's an ice rink.
Sean goes ice. I mean, maybe it's both. Maybe
But
it's
that's what I mean. I think like
maybe in the
obviously,
summer they
clear it out.
they do roller. Oh, I think I have an answer. If you look at that sign, look at the little blue gateway. That is a roller skate with definite wheels
Oh yeah, that's wheels.
rather than an ice skate. So, points to Aeron James.
No, I don't concede.
Shaun refuses to acknowledge it. So we are heading broadly in the direction of the Stage Operettenhaus to go and see Tanz Der Vampire this afternoon. Das Musical, Dance of the Vampires. And it occurred to us, we haven't seen the show before. This is the only show we're seeing this weekend that we don't know from like what it's based on or having seen it before. I'm vaguely aware of the Broadway version, but I know that it was heavily rewritten for Broadway and that this is a different version of the show. So I'm just reading the synopsis from Wikipedia for the first act at least, and then we'll sort of check in and see how we're doing. Nearly freezing to death in the nearby woods, brackets, he-ho, he, that's a song. The two are taken in by Chagall, an innkeeper who spends most of his free time lusting after Magda, his beautiful chambermaid, much to the disdain of his long-suffering wife, Rebecca. Brackets, Knoblauch, garlic. The professor, upon noticing the countless strings of garlic hung about the place and around people's necks, is overjoyed. Confident of the nearness of his goal, he's trying to prove that vampires exist. Alfred discovers and is smitten by Chagall's beautiful 17-year-old daughter, Sarah. How old is Alfred?
This is
They make a point of the age.
How old is Alfred is my question. Chagall is very protective of his child, going as far as boarding up her room so she wouldn't bathe around the two guests.
Jesus Christ.
Eine schöne Tochter ist ein Segen. A beautiful daughter is a blessing. Oh, I don't love that. That night, Alfred and Sarah sing up this. Did we say this was a Polanski movie originally?
Well, apparently.
It's all coming together. I'm glad we're reading the synopsis because there's a lot of sexual politics at play here. Okay, this particular section of the park here with the road running through it with the bridge there, that's very Central Park, isn't it? That is. And I'm still standing in a bicycle lane. They will get you. And we're about to be, hopefully, at the Stage Operettenhaus. Staga Operettenhaus? It's stage entertainment. So, Stage Operettenhaus, where Tanz Der Vampire currently playing. Aeron has just pointed out to me across the street, attached to the Hotel Imperial, we have the Imperial Theatre, not to be confused with the Imperial Theatre on Broadway, where Water for Elephants is currently playing, where Bad Cinderella, of course, was. I have to mention it in every video, I am contractually obliged. But it is that creamy theatre, is that like crime theatre? Die Blaue Hand, the Blue Hand, appears to be playing at the Imperial Theatre. Here on this side of the street, however, we have the Stage Operettenhaus, where, I don't know if you can tell, Tanz Der Vampire.
It's just a
Das Musical. Big old teeth. Vampire, vampire, vampire. We'll be back here in just a couple of hours. You can actually see posters for all 3 of the shows we're seeing this weekend because they're all brought to you by the same producers, Stage Entertainment, as is The Lion King there at the top, but as mentioned many times, we're neglecting it. We're not seeing The Lion King, we're seeing all the others. And then a little further on we have arrived at the river. This is more striking, familiar, and also reminiscent of what we saw last night in Miniatur Wunderland.
There's the one with all the different musicals on it, the red boat.
Yes, that building over there is the one that we saw split open so we could see inside with the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
That one that's jutting out. And then across the river, you're seeing Disney Island. You can see the Lion King and the Eiskönigin.
I've just always heard people refer to it as Disney Island.
I don't know if it's actually called Disney Island. We're calling it Disney Island because you've got Lion King and Frozen next to each other. We're heading over there tomorrow to see Frozen. You do have to get a boat over, and it's those boats that we saw replicated in miniature at Miniatur Wunderland. But there you go. Look at that. The Lion King boat is heading over. We saw that yesterday as well. How familiar this all is, because we've already seen it on a smaller scale. That's nice. Let's go get a closer look. We've just been saying how, because you can see theatre in multiple different cities in Germany, in Stuttgart, in Berlin, Bochum obviously for Starlight Express, but how Hamburg seems to be the most prolific, I guess. And I'm just smiling to myself because it's really nice to see a city that celebrates its theatre, and this whole thing with those 2 theatres next to each other with the big marquees on the little island, and you've got to take the boats over, just like having this like culture around it and like having like a theatre district really. It's nice to see, and it's not something that you get in many other parts of the world beyond like your West Ends, your Broadways, and like little pockets within Australia, but like there are places with theatres, but to have a proper theatre district is very special and quite rare, and it's just nice. I'm basking in the joy of Hamburg.
It's lovely to see.
Just enjoyed the local culture that is a man playing TikTok viral sea shanties on an accordion.
I do love an accordion though.
Christ! I've just stolen that from Shaun, who originally made that joke. Big weekend for him too. Christ, that is, not Shaun. And just when I was beginning to worry we were playing a little too fast and loose with timings, the German public transport comes through again, and in no time at all we are back over at the Stagey Operating House, not even 1:30 yet. Amazing. So we're going to go find it again, and then we're going to go inside. I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. We're going to see if they have any merchandise going on. I really don't know what to expect or what the theatre-going culture has here in Germany. Aeron suspects they might have souvenir cups, but not programmes. So, interesting. We will find out very soon at the Stage Operating House for Tanz Der Vampire. We're back at the Stage Operating House, this time with a queue and with staff waiting outside to manage the queue, dressed like it's the ride at Disney where they drop you from a height that's a hotel. I can't remember what it's called. Tower of Terror, Hollywood Hotel, any of the above. We've got leaflets here for some other shows. Tarzan is in Stuttgart, by the way. This is the seating plan. I believe we are in circle left, second row today, but we'll find out more about that when we take our seats. Aaron's grabbing some souvenir leafleture, it seems. There you go. And we have what I would describe as a shrine here to Tanz Der Vampire, but it's also showing you the souvenir brochure, so they may not do programs necessarily, but we do have souvenir brochures and also a calendar. And may I say, I am already excited about the design of this show.
Yeah.
It is
Got some budget.
gothic but also campy at the same time, which is really what I'm hoping for from this. We're now here at the merchandise desk, and this t-shirt is a particularly cool item. Not only do we have the logo and the blood splattering, we have the history of the show and all of the different productions. Broadway not mentioned, and that's fine, but all the different German productions, at least: Stuttgart, Hamburg, Berlin, Oberhausen, Stuttgart, Berlin, Berlin, Stuttgart, Hamburg, Berlin, Oberhausen, Stuttgart, and then that current run down at the bottom there, Hamburg 2023 to 2024. This is a little paper free sheet that you can take in lieu of the program. And there, if you can see them, I'll get as close as I can. We have the merch prices. We have a picture book bundle, a CD, the tour t-shirt, socks, Turnbeutel key visual. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I dare say maybe we'll work it out by process of elimination. And then lanyard, I'm recognizing, magnet, tattoo set, pin, amongst other things. I think these are the magnets and pins we're seeing down here. Socks. You've got a mug. You've got vampire bat cookie cutters. I love that they're selling vampire bat cookie cutters. Lanyards there as well. In the back we can see CDs, we can see the souvenir brochure, we can see the souvenir cups. That looks like a drawstring bag rather than a tote. There is also, and this is headline news, a little plushy keyring bat. Now if you know anything about me, you know that this has to happen. I don't even have a choice here. I will be getting that. I like the socks as well though. Okay, so this is what you get for €29 for the picture book bundle, which is a lot for souvenir brochure in a program. This is the program inside, which has forward, the kind of information you'd expect in a program, details about the venue, about the production company, all the credits. Then you have creatives and cast information there as well. Somewhere is the cast. There we go. And then this is the picture book that was inside of. This is where you have the big glossy pictures. Also a song list, but mainly big pictures. Look at this set. I'm excited. So it's gone now because these rotating screens hate me, but they just showed the timings. I think Act 1 was 1 hour and 7 minutes. The interval was 25 minutes, which I thought was interesting. 25-minute interval. Can't remember the exact timings of Act 2. It'll be a while. Maybe I'll try and catch it when it comes round again. Just inside the foyer here, you'll find this ingenious toothy photo op that Aeron James is currently posing for, with the teeth around him. Isn't he cute? He's shocked. For Tanz Der Vampire. I love this. So we just scanned our QR codes on these machines here to get in, and then we have the bar area. You do have alcoholic and non-alcoholic cocktails. We do have the souvenir cups with little straws there. You can also get sort of like bar snacks that you can see here. I'll show you the prices. There you go. In the meantime, I also just saw on the screen up there a moment ago, Act 2 is 1 hour and 10 minutes. You also have these little snack carts where they're doing like popcorn and pretzels, and we're getting some bottles of water because, as you may hear, my throat is dry and I don't want to be coughing through the vampire show. But I love that they sell pretzels. Love that. We also have full food offering going on here. We got pizza, these little pizza things, and we have an ice cream fridge. I mean freezer, don't I? Ice cream goes in the freezer. So that's the downstairs foyer level you're seeing there, and now we're heading upstairs because we're going to be sitting in the circle today, or the Rang. We're in Rang Links, it says in our tickets, which I have interpreted to mean circle left. Up we go, up this winding, carpeted, mirrored staircase with a nice lighting feature in the middle, up to another bar up here at the circle level. We have another merch display here, just seeing if there's anything I didn't catch before. I mean, I think that's a mouse mat at the top there. And is that the temporary tattoo sticker pack? Very possibly. I also like, this is a nice detail, because like you have the logo on the mugs, but there's also got the little blood stain from where you've been drinking it to imply that you're also drinking blood. That's cute. I think that's cute. Now, if you're wondering about the cups, the bar's slightly quieter up here, so we've been able to work out that it is just a €2.50 addition to your drink price, which is pretty reasonable. So I guess you request that specifically as an alternative to one of the glasses that we can see elsewhere around this bar. And who wouldn't want to drink out of a signature cup? I know I would. And this is the auditorium. So we are here in the circle. It's an interesting circle where you can see it's quite far back over the stalls, and it does this scooping thing. So we're sort of on the left-hand side. As it curves up, it carries on down that way, and the stage is down there. You can see the logo fading in and out. If you're lucky, we might hear a werewolf. That's been happening occasionally. I'm intrigued by the lighting rigs that kind of go all the way back. Many lights going on here, and up into the ceiling, if you can see it there. Also very high-backed chairs, reminding me of the ones at the Gillian Lynn in the West End. Did you hear the werewolf? There it is. There it is. But all the seating is quite self-explanatory because they don't use lettering for the rows, they use numbers. So we're in row 2, seats 14, 15 and 16. That's Reihe 2, seats 14, 15 and 16. Is it 16? That doesn't sound right in my head. We're going to get ready to watch Act 1 now of Tanz Der Vampire. And next time you see us, it will probably be The Interval.
What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. Sorry, we're in the interval, and I was about to start talking to you, then a bell tolled, and a castle appeared on the stage. They just did a surround... Jesus. They just did a surround sound thing with bats that made them fly all around us. This is like a scary ride pre-show. Would you say the show itself is horror?
No,
It's gothic.
It's gothic.
it's like
horror.
It's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, it's campy.
I think it's gothic in a way Phantom is, you know what I mean? Like, it's...
The same vibes as Phantom. That's probably like the twin I'd call it with.
Yeah, and I will say, because I've talked about this show a lot on YouTube, and I've cited it as an example of the difference between like Broadway and European taste, because obviously the show had such different success. And it's like a beloved cult musical here, and it was like a legendary Broadway flop, and people have replied to me in comments to say, oh, but it was different and they made it silly and insincere and campy on Broadway. And I'm looking at this version and I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know that that's not the case here. But I'm just going to keep going as this spooky background music. I don't think it's going away. Interval update. We're having a lovely time.
This is fun.
I'm having a ball.
Having a vampire ball.
As soon as I heard the opening chords of Total Eclipse of the Heart, I was like, this is for me.
Da 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 ba 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 ba. But the lyrics are in German. Yes, so the whole show, I don't know if we've mentioned this yet at all in this vlog. All of the shows we're seeing this
And
weekend.
none of us speak German.
Yeah, Italian German, so dialogue German, lyrics German, subtitles not.
No subtitles here.
It's
So-
a very visual show, very visual experience we're having.
Well, I'm glad we read the
Synopsis.
first half of Act 1 synopsis to at least establish who everyone is and their relationships to each other.
And then it kind of makes it kind of, I think,
Yeah.
you know, the characters and like their vague links, you'd be able to follow it. Like,
Yeah.
because it's all kind of visually shown.
Like, I don't know if we need to... Oh my god. What's happening?
I think it's going to progressively get more and more until it restarts.
This is a 25-minute interval. What I was going to say, I don't know that we need to read up on the Act 2 synopsis. I think we're fine
leave it
from here on in. I may go over some of the finer details from the end of Act 1. That's something I might do, just to find like the exact things. It's the Professor character I'm losing the most of the nuance with, and just like exactly what it is he's saying. But I'm there go the bats again. I'm pretty sure I'm there, and a lot of visually spectacular stuff going on. One sequence in particular, and one
Oh wow, yeah, that was pretty impressive.
and one semi-immersive audience moment.
Yeah.
That Aeron and I were like, oh god,
We're like, oh, there's somebody next to us.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of action between the aisles.
What's going on?
Which Aaron kept alerting me to, and then it was my turn when I kind of turned around and there was a big ass vampire there. I was like,
Big ass vampire. You heard it here first. But yeah, those are our current thoughts. Someone had a great voice. I can't remember the character she's playing. Chambermaid.
yeah, Chambermaid.
the Chambermaid.
Yeah,
Great voice. Sensational. As does the actress
Lead
playing
as well.
Sarah.
Yeah.
and
Alfred.
the vampire.
And Count von Grolok. I'll keep you updated on the spooky music, and that's now what that looks like. We'll see how that situation progresses.
We just saw Tanz Der Vampire in Hamburg. There are 101 things to say, but most acutely on my mind currently, beyond, they just did the curtain call twice, which I'm not mad about, but I was like, okay. I was like, oh, they're going to come on and do a song after the curtain call. No, they're just going to bow again, but with more music. Fine, loved it. I did not know, because I knew Total Eclipse of the Heart was in this, the Jim Steinman song, because the score is written by Jim Steinman and they put Total Eclipse in this. I did not know Objects in the Rearview Mirror was in this, so that started happening in the second act, and Aeron and I were both like, oh, okay, there you go. More thoughts to come, obviously, in this video and in a review video to follow, but Tanz Der Vampire. Glad to have seen it, had a great time. We need to go get dinner now. Aeron is here, doing some texting.
That was so camp.
It was very camp.
The romance isn't that too, the gay song.
Oh, gay vampire moment.
And I just don't. It felt
That
like,
crossed the language barrier, let me tell you.
but then it felt like there were two, like, I thought it was gonna. I have questions with how it ended, because it felt like then it was going to be like
Oh, I have several follow-up questions.
two different couples at the end, and then I don't think it was, and now I don't know.
I do have several. We have left the theatre, we laughed, we cried, we danced with the vampires. We have seen our first show in Hamburg, Germany, and it is time to head to the next. But we better get some food first. So I'm thinking we're going to head in the direction of the next theatre, Neue Flora, and then go and eat near there. So I'm going to have to put you away to Google Maps us in that direction on some public transport, and then going to go find some food. It is a little while later, it is 7 o'clock. We are walking to Theatre Neue Flora to go and see Hercules, which is a 7:30 start, very conventional timings. We ended up getting dinner at the Boston Hotel Hamburg, where we are staying. And we all ended up with something really nice. Shaun had a beef burger, I had chicken steak, Aeron had a fish dish, I remember about it. I think it was a local. It was like a Hamburg, it was some sort of a local fish. Lovely dinner. They actually pre-apologised that it might take a little bit longer because I think there was only one chef in the kitchen and a big group came in before us. But we were in and out in 40 minutes. I've had slower service without an apology before, so that was fine. That was absolutely fine. So, yay for the hotel, the Boston Hotel Hamburg. That's too many place names. Like, if you're in one place, you can't call your hotel another place. That's silly to me. Call it a colour, call it a shape, I don't know. Give it a person's name. Don't call it the Boston Hotel Hamburg. Is there a Hamburg hotel in Boston? Probably not. But thank you to them for saving our evening and making us nice and early and nearby for Hercules, which starts in half an hour. So we're going to head on up to the Theatre Neue Flora and I expect our first stop is going to be the merchandise desk, because Aeron's been pre-browsing and he's excited. We're probably going to spend more here than we just did on dinner. Speaking of dinner and Hercules, I completely forgot to tell you, they had Hercules cocktails called Hercules on their cocktail list, which I can only assume is in collaboration with the theatre that's very nearby to them. Aeron and Shaun had them. They were like whiskey and peach liqueur and like a cola element. Apparently they were very nice and they looked very nice. I'm not a cola fan and I tried a bit. It was nice. I would have drunk it, but I had something different. We love a themed cocktail, as well you know. So this is the immediate foyer area of the Theatre Neue Flora, with this noticeable acrobat statue here, and you will then scan your tickets to go through the glass doors into the next section, but a very modern theatre interior, kind of like the last one we were in this afternoon. They also have the ushers outside. Now on your right hand side, when you come in through the doors, you will find the theatre shop, and we have a lot of merchandise here. We have this nice Hercules t-shirt, we have a Hercules bag with the muses on it. Look at that design. That is a nice classy merch item. We have this, it's a poster, but it's like a Grecian style poster. We like that. We have multiple water bottles because we have like a chili style bottle, again with that muses stencil design on it in black there, and then we have this that says Hercules, and then it has different things on it that say like, look at that, 0 to hero there. We have pin badges with each of the muses on, and we have another pin badge design there. We have a little bracelet, which is quite cute. We have Hercules mugs. We have these Hercules key rings. We have a necklace that says Muse. Here you can find all of the pricings for everything. That also points out a few more items we haven't spotted yet. I'm gonna keep looking for you. Don't you worry, tiny people in my camera. We have, okay, let's work out what we're looking at here. So we have this Hades design. We saw that on a pin just now. It's also available on a t-shirt. That's quite cute. This is a pullover with the same Muse design stenciled there. That's very cute, and I do like a pullover. That's the Hercules t-shirt we've seen in grey. Oh, I like that there's the orange in that hoodie. There you go. And this here, if you're wondering, Das Heldenhafte Musical. Now we googled this and it means the heroic musical. There you go, so that's Hercules, the heroic musical. Do we have anything on the back? No, just on the front, but still a nice hoodie design. We do have some bag options. We've got, again, it's a drawstring backpack here. They're more into that than the totes, it seems, in Hamburg, or it's a stage entertainment thing. And then this is a little paper bag that you can get, I guess, with your purchases. Oh, it's €1. There you go, €1 for the paper bag, and I'm just scanning that board behind there, but I think we've seen everything. That's the Hercules magnet right in the middle of my screen there. I'm not seeing it down here, so I don't know if they may have sold out of the Hercules magnet, just to make you aware. And once again, we do have some souvenir cups, but I dare say you may be able to get those with a drink at the bar, and I will ask the helpful member of staff here and confirm that in due course. I'm listening to Aeron add things to the merch purchases. We are walking away with sweatshirt, 2 sets of pin badges, as in both the different types of pin badges. He's just added a bag for €1 because that's like extra merch. We're getting the poster, apparently. There was something else. I just talked him out of a water bottle, but then I've walked away, so who knows what's happened.
Well, to be fair, it's like, what's most of it? I got a program that's entirely in German, but you know. It's a souvenir.
So is he. That's the other one that he got. He also got the program.
Yeah.
I'm seeing photo ops on the other side of these glass doors, but you also have these here, von Zero auf Hero. So some nice Hercules designs here in the pre-foyer at Theatre Neue Flora, the name of which is embossed on that wall. Are you happy, Aeron James?
Yes. We don't mention just how much I just spent.
Was it 2 figures or 3 figures?
Just 3.
Okay. Well, that kind of tells us. Okay, we have scanned our tickets at the same little QR code machines, you can actually see them behind me, that we used earlier. There is another merchandise desk that actually would have been much easier for me to film, but as Alanis Morissette tells us, you live, you learn. We have a cast list.
Yeah.
Any irregularities on the cast?
I think it's everybody we expect.
Full principal cast, exciting. I mean, the show has only just opened.
Yeah.
Everything else we're seeing is less recent than this. This is the newest show in town. It opened this month
In fact, what does make my job easy is that because these are also stage entertainment theatres, the food and drink offering seems to be the same. We have pretzels, we have pizza slices, we have the Getränke, which is the drinks, we have cocktails, we have champagnes and wine. Not a huge wine list, actually, more sort of beer focused. That's not shocking really in Germany, I guess. And then a handful of cocktails. No signature cocktails to be seen in here. I do like the columns and the agora. Are we calling that agora at the top? The pots, the big ancient Greek pots. I like those. Can you see me in the mirrors? Only if I go this way. There I am. Hello. I guess I can give you an overview of the venue. So we have a whole wall of coat check at the back here. There's a downstairs level down there. There's an upstairs level up there. It reminds me a little of the new Victoria Theatre in Woking, actually. And this is our view of the stage. So we're in row 10. This is a very steep auditorium angling back that way, but this is the stage. Much more of a actual structured proscenium than they had at Paper Mill, and a nicer curtain as well with a glowing Hercules logo on another pot there with the muses, making me very excited to see this show, if only for a very exciting set design. Dashing from the end of Act 1 to the lower foyer because there's a photo op. There's a photo op behind me. Look at that. It's a big old wall where people can pose with Hercules. Maybe Aeron James will give us a demonstration. Maybe. There we go. Look at that. What does that say? Von zero auf hero. Nice. We just ran to the top of the building because we thought there was a bar on the circle level. We just went up like 50 steps.
Stairs.
And there isn't, so we're going back down because we're looking for one with shorter queues, which is currently none of them.
None of them.
Apparently, Hercules Act 1 has made people thirsty. Finally got through a bar queue. They move fast. They're doing a great job. Pro tip, if you just want the cup, it's €1 cheaper to get it with drinks. You can just buy the cup, but it's €1 cheaper to get it with drinks, and it fits 2 like soft drinks. So we had 2 Fritz Limo Orange in the cup that Aeron and I will share throughout the second act, because the cocktails I'm sure are nice, but just aren't like the most exciting. Like they have a selection of generic cocktails. Like they do a Mai Tai and they do a Pina Colada and they did a Sex on the Beach and possibly one other one as well, and they do some alcohol-free cocktails, which is cool, but it wasn't the most thrilling selection. You know me, I would love to see a specialty cocktail themed to the show. If the hotel down the street can do a Hercules, the theatre where it's playing can make a Hercules. You know what I'm saying? You're standing next to a bin. That's a bin. There you go. Sorry, I had to help Shaun through a crisis. I'm the glue holding this group together. I need you to know
He
that.
really is.
I wish I was joking. Right, we're heading back to the auditorium. I don't know if there's a lot of like sculpture things, and some of them upstairs look like pottery, like Hercules similar, but the painting definitely not. This is not.
They had some prints at the beginning of the entrance.
This is not.
They had some costume prints at the beginning of the theatre, which are really lovely.
There you go, there you go. I mean, it's very nice, and the whole colour of this carpet, there is a sort of a clayish colour.
I'm not sure they did that for this.
No, but it works. It works. I'll show you more of the auditorium when we go back inside, because it's very different to the one we were in this afternoon. So this is the stage here. We can walk right down to the front. This is the orchestra pit. They sound amazing. You can see, well, you can't see, but we can see during the performance the conductor bobbing up and down because sat on a little elevated stool there. And then going back up that way is the audience. So this stall section is on a very steep rake going back up, and then a little circle up there, again set further back. So if you are sitting in the circle section, it basically starts at the back of the stalls. It's going to be a lot higher and a lot further up, which I assume is reflected in the pricing structure, but I don't know. So yeah, there you go. Hercules. A little bit of intense side angle for you there. So the cast for this, largely made up of like German and Dutch performers, multiple alumni of the recent production of Hamilton here in Germany. But we do have Shekinah McFarlane as one of the muses, who you may recognise from Six, the musical in the West End, and then the first UK tour of Six as Anna of Cleves, and then recently Lizzie, the musical at the Hope Mill Theatre, and then Southwark Playhouse and a UK tour. Love to see it. British musical theatre performers heading over to mainland Europe to go do Hercules, because absolutely, why not? This next thought is sponsored by the colour orange, as I drink this Fritz Limo orange beverage, because I like this poster design
It's very nice.
with the orange
So
and the
much
blue,
nicer.
with the sort of the clay-coloured background. I like that a lot. I think that works very well, because I associate Hercules with orange because of like his outfit
Yeah, his hair.
in the Disney movie and because of his hair. So it's smart of them, even though they're not using that in his design as
use
a
it for
character, to use it in the branding.
Use the orange.
To use the orange and blue Hercules colours, but in a different way. I just think it's smart. The end of Hercules. And listen, we're here for the full theatrical experience. I waited until everyone had left this row and then went to go and claim one of these because I got one at Paper Mill.
Souvenir.
When we saw the show last year, or when we saw a previous version of the show last year at Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey, I inadvertently, I think a streamer landed on me, so I have one from then as well. So now I have a Hercules streamer collection, and I made Aeron get changed into his merch so he can go take more photos at the photo point, and then we're going to gonna go and get desserts and then go collapse because it's been a day. It has been a day, everyone. As we are leaving, this is what Shaun was telling us about earlier. These are the costume sketches. That is Go-Go Boy Poseidon happening here. Must be said. Love the shoes though. This is Meg back in a dress for this production. For dramaturgical reasons that I will explain in my full review video, which you'll know is coming soon to my channel, I prefer it with a skirt, and I will explain why. And this is another gorgeous outfit down here. I'm seeing some Beyonce inspiration in some of these, I will say. Final idle thought occurring to me as we leave Theatre Neue Flora, the name of which you're seeing above my head, is that the merch booth, which is still open after the show, the one before the ticket scanners, you can come in like when the show is on, even if you don't have tickets. Like if you go see the show and decide later in the week you want merch, or if you want to come and get your merch before the show so that you're wearing merch like Aeron is for the photo ops, then you can do that. You can come and buy merch without a ticket to go and see the show, I guess, because it's before the scanny bit. And same with the theatre earlier, stage operette and house for Tanz Der Vampire, because the merch desk is before the ticket scan. Do you know how much easier that would make my life if they had that on Broadway and in the West End? That would be ideal. Good morning. It is a new day, but we are just about ready and packed to leave the Boston Hotel Hamburg, which has been lovely and amazing. The weather is not looking fantastic outside. It's kind of grey, and it's probably going to rain exactly when we're getting on a boat to go over to an island full of Disney musicals, which is something that should be obviously very joyous because it sounds like a fantasy activity. 0 points for guessing what we are seeing today. Frozen. We were having a conversation about merch, and I was like, I've already got so much Frozen merch, and Aeron already has so much Frozen merch. Probably won't get much. And then I realised it's not going to say Frozen, it's going to say Die Eiskönigin. This has a different name. So I would have like the Frozen logo and things that would say Die Eiskönigin, which, if you don't know, is German for the Snow Queen, because that's the international title of Frozen. It was only Frozen in the US and the UK, right? To not put boys off seeing it, allegedly.
Yeah.
Basically, because boys hate queens and they love adjectives. But so it would have different titles, and then people would be like, "Oh my gosh, is that like a German Frozen T-shirt?" And I would be like, "Yes." And so it depends how badly I want that reaction specifically. But we're thinking of going downstairs to get some breakfast from the hotel, just to give us more time to play with, because we woke up a little later today because the clocks changed. Rude. And because this afternoon's performance is an earlier start, but that gives us more time to get to the airport. So everything's carefully planned. Where's Aeron James? There he is. Come into the light. Oh, you're wearing your Hercules jumper over. He's wearing a Frozen Spirit jersey underneath.
Underneath from the West End production.
Yes. Okie dokie, so we've just checked out of the hotel and then headed to go grab some breakfast, which was definitely the wrong way around to do things because it kind of confused them. But we have freshly squeezed orange juice, which is very nice. And also outside our door this morning was a little Lindt chocolate rabbit. How cute is that? It also has shamrocks and love hearts on, as if for St. Patrick's and or Valentine's Day, so it's a seasonally confused rabbit, but it's gratefully accepted nonetheless. How sweet. The others are getting breakfast, and I'm going to go do that in just a second. Auf Wiedersehen, Hotel Hamburg, no, Boston Hotel, Hamburg, I don't know. We are heading to the U-Bahn, the S-Bahn, one of the Bahns, to go back to the area where all of the bigger shops were yesterday for about an hour, and then we're going to head over to Frozen via the boat. Got to get that boat over the river. It is starting to rain just a little bit, but it's bearable. Breakfast was nice. At 25 euros a person, I would have liked for there to be a little more variety. Aeron was a bit restricted in what he could have. And the scrambled eggs were really nice, and the sausages were nice. You had pastries.
I had pastries.
I did not, because they ran out. when they were not replenished. You had the last croissant.
I did offer.
I mean, they had some very nice mini like cranberry cookies that were lovely. So I had like 4 of those. They were small. I was gonna have cereal. Yeah. I was gonna have cereal and they ran out of bowls. So you see a running theme here. But it was nice. As was the chocolate lint rabbit. That was a lovely addition.
A little cute touch.
Yes, we're gonna do a drive-by past Hercules, say goodbye to him, and then head over for the rest of our day. Okay, so I was annoyed as we were crossing the street to get here that an S-Bahn train was coming, and I was like, no, we're gonna have to wait for the next one. It's there. Literally 1 minute away. They are frequent, they are fast, they are easy to get onto. They're honestly, Hamburg public transport. I love you so much. We just had our travel card checked for the first time on this trip, which Shaun basically manifested last night by saying it hadn't happened yet. So it does happen. So on the train we went past a big lake and that looked really pretty, so we're now walking to try and find it. It's slightly raining but not too bad. I just joked, should I be one of the kids who sings along to Let It Go today, because my voice obviously sounds fantastic, and then I realised that I have the croak and I can do an Olaf impression and sound like Josh Gad when he's singing like, the hot and the cold are both so intense, put them together, it just makes sense. With even less noise coming out of my mouth. So this is the view we were working our way towards, and you have to imagine on a nicer day that it's very lovely. Probably yesterday it was, but it is gradually raining on us more and more. So we're gonna walk through some shops and then head towards a boat to Frozen. So this is a cute little discovery as we are walking back towards the shops, which is the Thalia Theatre. We're slightly bemused by this sign here where the R just ticks over onto the next line, but that seems to be like a stylistic choice because there's also a lot of it on this over here, which tells you about their programming. Now it seems to be a playhouse predominantly, sort of more serious theatre, perhaps. But you can see again Thalia International, Thalia Theatre Tag, but they like the words ticking over onto the next line. Some of the shows that you can see here, Die Besessenen von Albert Camus being the playwright, Drei Schwestern, which Aeron correctly translated is Three Sisters, the Chekhov play, which they spell very differently, interestingly enough. That's a Kafka play, Der Prozess. There's a poster for, and I'll let you translate this one for yourselves, König Lear, like Der König der Löwen. That is King Lear, of course, von William Shakespeare. And that was here, or that will be here, very shortly in April, and it looks like an interesting production, doesn't it? The moment has arrived. I'm excited. It's time for us to get a boat over to the little island where I think it's an island. I've been saying island. Get a boat over to Frozen, basically, which is next door to The Lion King. And now we don't know much about this process, how it works, which particular port you have to go from, because there's a lot, which boat you have to get. There's one that's yellow with The Lion King on it. Presumably we could also get on that one. We don't know if we have to pay, so we're going to learn by doing, and I'm going to document this for you so that you know as well. We just got off at Landungsbrücken, which is the U-Bahn station. The U3 goes there if you need to get to this point to begin with. Abfahrt König der Löwen. It's got signs here for The Lion King. I don't know if there's a different boat we have to get for Frozen. I don't know if they segregate it like that. Let's go. I'm going to go ask. But there are signs here saying König der Löwen, and I can see a Lion King boat. This is what I'm seeing here. Big yellow boat. And I don't know if you can see that, but it does have the Lion King logo on it. There's a boat with Frozen on it, but it's over there, I assume. We're allowed to get this one because they're going to the same place. But I don't know how it's ticketed or how that works necessarily, so I'm gonna ask someone the question. He just said something, pointed up river, and everyone started heading this way. So I'm heading this way, and I see a flag with Frozen on it. So they were just pointing people to this green boat here, which is less obviously the right thing, but it does say musical shuttle on it, and it does have a staff member in a Lion King uniform there. I was literally the next person to get on, but they reached capacity, so that boat is heading away. But if you want to know where to find this, it's just further down this side, and what you will see is these flags here for Lion King and Frozen. Nice and helpful. So look for these, and it does seem to be a free shuttle because people were just getting on. They didn't even seem to be checking tickets. So there you go. The more you know. I'm going to get back in line now and hopefully get on the next one. We're on the boat. We're on the boat, everybody. It's boat time. Time for a boat trip. Yay. This boat seems to have a bigger capacity than the last boat. So I think everyone waiting down there on the dock will get on, which means there was no reason for the frankly mob behaviour to get on to the thing. I don't know things about boats, but I do like a boat. We were saying, should we take a river cruise? And I mean, this is not a very extensive one, but I'm glad we're getting on a boat for a city so linked to a river. Yeah, we just watched the other crossing, and it was like maybe 2 minutes tops. So I'll keep you live with me during that time, and you can enjoy the boat journey as well. We're pulling away. It's happening. This is a POV boat journey for you all. It's like a ride-through video, but for this boat. So there we go. So where the flags were there, kind of equal distance between Brücke 1 and Brücke 2, 1 and 2. And just coming into view now, you can see these theatres, the names of which I've been forgetting, but I dare say we'll be able to see when we get over there. You can already see there's already people outside. Der König, der Löwen, and die Eiskönigin. We realised yesterday, of course, König in both of these titles, because it's the Snow Queen and the Lion King. Over on the other side, that's, I believe, the Elbphilharmonie building, that tall one there, that again we saw recreated in miniature, like we did with this yellow structure here for Der König, der Löwen. We saw that at Miniatur Wunderland, and now we're seeing the real thing. It's so much bigger in person. We're going to pull in just over there. I've been recording for 2 minutes, so literally just about a 2-minute crossing. Another nice modern stage entertainment theatre. That's Stagey Theatre im Hafen is the name of that one. And I'm just remembering the name of this one as well. This is Stagey Theatre an der Elbe. An der Elbe. Stagey Theatre an der Elbe for die Eiskönigin. And plenty of posters around, production images for both, giving you vibes upon arrival. And a big old one of these in the middle that Aeron jokes looked like a production of Hair. Look at this elephant. Look at that. I'll show you the elephant in a second. There's a thing in my way. Here's a closer look at some of the production artwork. As mentioned down here. Oh, hold on. You got wet on the journey. Let me sort that out for you right nice. Is that better? Kind of. Now these I like a lot. These little decal stickers on the little tunnel taking you up onto land. First for Der König der Löwen. There, look at Simba and Mufasa. And then a big old Olaf, and they've also got these helpful little signs showing you which is which. Die Eiskönigin das Musical. I mean, even if you were to get it wrong, which, like, they're pretty clear, even if you were to get it wrong, it's not like you have far to go. And they're like, just go over there. Die Eiskönigin. There is Elsa. And then, of course, from this side of the river, we can see where we've been for the past couple of days. That's looking back on Hamburg. That's the Hamburg skyline, everybody. And there's also, outside of this theatre, a little photo frame, rar, thank you Shaun, for Der König der Löwen. But yes, and there's a bit of a queue forming over at the Theatre an der Elbe. Oh, we have another little photo up here for Frozen as well, which we are actually seeing, so maybe we'll go take that picture. Now, next to that photo op is, and this is the elephant I was telling you about earlier. I could only see the top of it. I could not see the bones, which is giving Elephant Graveyard from The Lion King. I don't know if that's meant to be any kind of a reference. I also don't know what the triangle on the back is about, but just slightly haunting. And this is Der Theater an der Elbe, where Die Eiskönigin is, and it's giving Epcot a bit. I say having never been, but that's what I'm getting from this. Another modern design theatre. I'm seeing a lot of stairs again, Shaun.
That was a sigh from me.
But we'll go inside and we'll check it out and we'll see what else there is to show you. So because we checked out of the hotel today, we have the little suitcase with us. So we are just queuing to check that in to the bag check, which we think is €2.50 per item. We will verify that once we get close to the front or once we have completed the transaction. But I'm seeing photo points around me, I'm seeing merchandise, I'm seeing the same sort of bar areas that we've seen in previous theatres. Brief concern because there was a no card payment sign on the left, but then the one on the right has a card machine. So all is well in the world, because we don't actually have really any cash in euros, which honestly is probably our fault, because I think always a good idea to travel with at least a little bit of actual cash. But yeah, should be fine. This process, I will say, is taking a little bit longer than it needs to. I think there might be another one on the other side, I don't know. We have the lovely and handsome Aeron James demonstrating the photo op sign with the Eiskönigin das Musical. Do the hand.
Like your
Let it go, yes. So next to the photo spot, which I will say many parents are taking very seriously, we do have a merchandise store here. You can see all of the prices there, with a lot of familiar merchandise from the West End production. So we have this Sven here on top of a Frozen throw there. We have, what do we have through here? Well, interestingly enough, okay, so it's a bit of a mixture, because this hoodie, which Aeron has with the fluffy hood, which I will say is very nice and soft, that says Frozen, the hit Broadway musical. My t-shirt says the West End musical. We have, are these magnets? Olaf magnets, perhaps. This pin says Die Eiskönigin. Aeron James will be buying that. We have a few different jewellery bracelet options. We have a lanyard there that says Die Eiskönigin. We have, that's a very cute little design there for Olaf on a keyring. We have an ornament there that's a crown, a little tiara. And the pen again says Die Eiskönigin. As does drawstring bag. As we've established, they like a drawstring bag in Germany rather than a tote. We have this hooded top design with like an interesting sleeve. That same design is also available as a t-shirt there, a sort of a wider neck t-shirt. We have Frozen glass ornament. Again, it says Frozen rather than Die Eiskönigin. And we have, is that a live cast recording from this production? It looks like it is, yes. And then a little souvenir brochure up there as well. We've got an actual tiara you can wear here. The mug says Frozen, Disney Frozen rather than the Eiskönigin. We have the iconic rhinestoned water bottle. We have another little bottle design there. And the back of this ornament here actually says Ice Queen, interestingly enough. As Aeron's just reminded me, what's nice about this particular Frozen design is that you see the silhouettes of the two sisters' faces. You see Anna and Elsa in the snowflake. We also have the Anna Elsa plush, as well as the Sven. I recently bought these from the show at Theatre Drury Lane in the West End. I don't have the Sven, but I don't think I need all the Frozen plush. Another look at the drawstring bag there that does say Die Eiskönigin. We have this cute little t-shirt design of young Anna and Elsa making their first Olaf. That's something you see in the show that's not necessarily in the film. We've got an Olaf hoodie design here. A cute little combination of hat and mittens. If they made these in adult sizes, I would buy that hat, absolutely. We have an example of the souvenir cup that we will be trying to get from the bar, and this little mug and tea infuser. How cute is that? Some people are worth melding for, with Olaf there, that you can see out of its box. Down there, look, I think we're finally done with this merchandise. So Aeron's been looking through the programme here, and we've discovered the original cast pictured here, not currently in the show, but this Hans is now the West End Jean Valjean, as we discussed in our live stream last night. And there's Christophe, we saw last night in Hercules, as Hercules.
And we have both alternates on for Elsa and Anna.
How exciting, it must be a Sunday matinee. So I haven't really showed you the interior of Der Theatre an der Elbe. That's a second merchandise shop kiosk that you have there, but we have multiple levels, and then this very cool design on the outside of the actual auditorium area here. It kind of looks like snowflakes, but I dare say it probably existed pre-Frozen, but it complements the show quite nicely, whether that's a happy accident or not. Aaron and I are both in Frozen merch today.
Yeah, Spirit jersey.
Recently purchased this Frozen Spirit jersey, and I have what used to be a sparkly t-shirt, and now I think it's now just blue because it's gone through the laundry. There's bits of glitter. And this is the view from our seats. We're in row 19, seats 3, 4 and 5. And you can see, if you've seen Frozen before, this will be familiar to you, but obviously the most glaring difference is the different name, Die Eiskönigin. The proscenium, I've only ever seen this show obviously in Theatre Royal Drury Lane, which is huge, and the proscenium here is definitely smaller, just fewer panels, and I'm not seeing as obvious. I can see like a couple of scenes. So if you don't know, carved into these are scenes giving little Easter egg nods to different Disney movies. And I can only see a few here. There are lots and lots and lots at Drury Lane because that proscenium is huge. But I can see a couple. There's one there, sort of right in the middle of the frame. But yes, this is going to be our view of Die Eiskönigin. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. So we're in the interval of Die Eiskönigin. Everyone's come down to have a look at the orchestra. You can see up to the circle level, but they also have these loges on the side. So they have seats coming forwards, kind of like the Prince Edward Theatre in London. This is a closer up view of the proscenium. There you can see one of the sketches that I mentioned. Now, sometimes I'm quite good at guessing these. What might that one be? I'm seeing a family. It's a little too dark to pick it out. This lower down one is closer, and I can't. It could be like Bugs Lifey because they're weird little insects. I've gone to the other side to try my luck. What's this one here? Okay, we've got these little characters in the centre here. Oh, this is Beauty and the Beast. So I think you can just about see a Lumiere-shaped candle there. On the left, that's a Cogsworth. That's a clock. So this is meant to be Beauty and the Beast, and I guess that's the Beast, maybe, with all of the fluffy hair and like forest on the outside of a castle. That's how abstract we're going here, people. So that's how you try and work those out. Just see if you can get any familiar characters and then try and figure out what they've gone for with the rest. We can see everyone's come forward to look at the orchestra pit down there, and this is a wide-angle view of the curtain here. You can see if I stand here, definitely one of the larger circles that we've seen in a theatre so far this weekend. That goes much further back than either of the two other theatres that we've visited. We are joined now by resident Disney expert Aeron James in a section I am calling Frozen versus Die Eiskönigin. What differences have we noticed and why?
Well, it's interesting actually because I think this is the US tour production. I think this is literally the US tour production because what we heard about the bridge, about the US tour seems to be the same here, where it's a singular section of a bridge and they do a whole song just on there. There's no, like in West End we have this ridiculously long bridge.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen the show, this huge, we see the entrance to the bridge, that's static, sort of going off one side, and then the whole thing moves across. And so they're walking across this bridge and the whole bridge is coming across. It's much wider than the stage. It's like, oh, it's going on forever. And then there's a slide off at the end. And in the middle of the bridge, they have this like nearly falling moment. Yeah. And Christoph rescues Anna, or Anna rescues Christoph?
I think Anna still rescues Christoph, but I'm not.
She rescues him and then he rescues her because he picks her up.
Yeah.
And she says, "You're really strong." And he says, "I lift a lot of ice."
Yeah.
And in this one, so not only do we only see the end of the bridge and it doesn't move, so we only see the climbing on point.
She climbs the bridge
She climbs up this pole thing at the side.
to get onto the other side of the bridge.
Which is cool. And then he slides down something when he's climbing up to her, because she ends up at a higher point of the bridge. He slides back down and like gets stuck on the end. She goes down. She like skillfully slides down, pulls him back up, and she evidently says to him, rather than "you're really strong," she must say "you're really heavy,"
Yeah, I
because
think
she's
so.
pulling him up.
Yeah.
And he then says something ice. So I think that's the "I lift a lot of ice."
Yeah.
The In Summer,
Samantha, new name.
which I joked about earlier. I was like, I wonder if they have different like international names. So this is from Frozen 2.
But it's no longer in the West End production, they've just taken it out.
Yeah.
So if anybody's seen it before, you'll be like, no, they do say Samantha, not anymore.
Yeah.
They've taken it out since a recent event.
Yeah. When he hears a voice, he goes like Samantha, and he's like, I don't even know a Samantha. They added that into the show subsequently, where there's like a seagull noise.
Yeah.
And Olaf says Samantha in the English version, but evidently in the German version he says Hildegard, because presumably, and they all laughed in recognition, so presumably that's what the
Film says.
German dub of the second film also says, but we'll have to check this later. And then that has recently been removed from the West End production, as Aeron is alluding to you, when it got filmed.
Yeah.
I'm willing to say it. I mean the set is smaller.
It's a much smaller set.
That's the big thing.
It's making me now know that Frozen can tour the UK.
Oh, they could easily. This could easily tour the
This
UK.
production could easily tour
The Drury Lane one couldn't. They can't tour that bridge.
No.
Tour that bridge. No, but they could tour this set very capably.
Yeah, easily.
Like easier than Wicked.
Easier than Aladdin, probably.
Easier than Hamilton. Probably easier than Aladdin, because it's just a lot of like different flats. Really, that's the thing. Flats and a dress. That's Frozen.
And the dress is fine because everybody's talking about Jamie does it. Location, they have a dress. So, dress.
Is it the same mechanism?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I could see the logo one happen, and it was also moment.
Well, there you go. There you go. We've all learned something today. Do you know what I find cute about this being here and Lion King being just over there? Is both shows open with chants that are the same in every production around the world. Because this one opens with na 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 hey ya na, which is the same in all languages. And Lion King, though the lyrics of Circle of Life, once it gets into like from the day we arrived on the planet, though those will be translated, the na tsangonya mabagithi baba, that's going to be the same as well. So there's a universality to that I like. So the show has finished. More thoughts to share with you soon. In the meantime, we need to go get our suitcase from the cloakroom, which seems to be a much bigger thing here because they do have like all that cloakroom space over there and on the other side. All these theatres we've been to, big on the cloakroom, and the queues afterwards are formidable. I was in one, but I am now deciding to wait until they've dissipated because my British interpretation of what a queue is and this interpretation of what a queue is are two very different things. And so I can either wait for everyone to be finished or Google some more aggressive German vocabulary, and I've opted for the first one. I was curious, so I Googled some other shows that have been here before. This is where Pretty Woman had its European premiere before the UK, which was interrupted by COVID. Also Mary Poppins was here, and Tanz Der Vampire was here. And I was curious about the name, and it turns out the river behind us that we crossed to get here is called the Elbe. I should have guessed this, really. So it's the theatre on the Elbe. Say goodbye, die Eiskönigin. You can see the Elbphilharmonie building, and you notice in between where the two building materials change, on that middle level there, that looks to be a viewing balcony area because I can see little people moving around. So that'll give you, that's where I need to stand evidently to take my photo outside of the Eiskönigin. This is where we were on the first night. That's where Miniatur Wunderland is. All of the shops and the main train station and the town centre where we finally found people are all that way. Stage Operating House is over that way. The park that we walked down goes all up there. Neue Flora where Hercules was, also over there, as was our hotel. That little spike you're seeing there is the top of the TV tower that you can see from most parts of Hamburg, an iconic fixture of the Hamburg skyline, it seems. And we are on what we now know to be the Elbe. So we went for a walk around Ohlsdorf, and now we're in Hamburg Airport before departures, because we got some German McDonald's, which has minor differoences. I have curly fries, that's one of the differences. Aeron got a double cheese bacon, double royal bacon burger. He's going to take the bun off. Some interesting McFlurry flavour, so we have Milka McFlurries. Shaun, did you get anything novel?
Yeah, I think I got a chocolate McFlurry with chocolate ice cream as opposed to normal soft serve.
Nice. Where we're sitting is exciting because you can see planes. They've got a whole viewing area here. Okay, a plane just landed. It's about to come into view. That one. Yeah, it's on the ground now. Oh, that might be our plane. Have I just inadvertently filmed our plane arriving? Shaun, would you like to share your thoughts with the group?
I was just saying, like, we're looking outside, and it's like the miniature version of the miniature version we saw in Miniatur Wunderland.
It's like mini planes, only bigger. We have a takeoff. I think so. It's going really fast. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay. Auf Wiedersehen, Hamburg. Just like that, we are back where I started this video, only it's 3 days later, and we went to Hamburg.
We did.
And we saw 3 musicals in German. Does anyone want to share about their favourite show of the weekend and whether that was a surprise or what you expected?
I was surprised by Tanz Der Vampire.
Tanz Der Vampire.
That was a show that my expectations were low. Well, I don't think my expectations were really there.
You didn't know what to expect.
I didn't know what to expect, but I think I loved it.
I'm going to say Hercules.
Hercules.
Because I loved the fact that, like, for us seeing it, the last production at Paper Mill Playhouse in English, but to see how it has developed and to see the changes. And I think it's actually really nice to see when producers try a musical out and go, you know what, something's not clicked here, let's figure it out. And it was fun to see Hercules like taking this big jump up.
I'll round it off by saying I really enjoyed Frozen today. Vocals were great. I just love that proscenium and walking in and being like, oh my gosh, it's like you get that magical Disney feeling of seeing like a show that's really well produced and looks expensive, and so much of what makes Frozen work transcends language.
And like the Sven moment, like still took my breath away in the same way. But from a critical perspective, to see something that's really similar, but with a couple of minute differences and what that affects and what that does and how things play differently to different audiences. On the German theatre-going experience, or on the Hamburg specifically theatre-going experience, at what were entirely stage entertainment run theatres, that was the one production company for all of those shows. Anything that you like that they do differently, perhaps, and anything that could be improved?
They were all beautiful theatres.
They were beautiful modern theatres.
Yeah, so that was great. They also had this ticketing system.
I liked the ticketing system.
All of them, it was quite modern, and that was quite easy to do in regards to like getting through. One thing I'll say for English speakers, they were all very accommodating with us, with English speakers.
And patient.
Patient was definitely the word, especially during my panic buying of water at
Wasser bitter.
things they could do better. They have a weird thing with the program where
We spoke about this briefly, yeah.
where they give you a cast list, which is great. Especially like today we saw some understudies and that was all printed out very clearly. But yeah, they only really sold the program in a bundle, which cost nearly 30 euros, which was like, especially when you see 3 shows. And
there should be an option to get a program and a souvenir brochure separately.
Yeah,
Because we do bundles in the UK, but like
it's optional. You don't have it. Yeah,
and
the
it's a
bundle is not
deal.
the only way.
yeah, because it's not a deal
It's
when
expensive.
you can't buy the one on its own.
I liked how spacious those theatres were. I did not feel cramped. I liked the leg room. I liked the sight lines. The staff were great. I would like to see, and this is just my silly little thing, I would like to see more breadth in the cocktail menus, just because I think we could do a specialty cocktail or mocktail at each show. Like Frozen, it should probably be a mocktail. I don't need like an adult specialty cocktail at Frozen, but like you could do like more specialty frozen drinks and snacks.
Frozen drink.
We don't know what they were doing in their restaurants. Maybe that's where all of this was going on.
I liked that it felt like everybody going there, it was like an event for them. I liked that they had really good merch segments, loads of stuff, very easy areas to go to. They all had photo locations, which we do not have in the UK. That like all of them, there were places easy to go for photo ops, these big walls and stuff. I was like, I wish that. I mean, maybe it's the space helped, but like a lot of shows could take note of that. Queuing is very not a thing.
And I don't think this is the theatre's fault. There just seems to be something in the consciousness. I don't want to say anything controversial, because we as British people, and there are so few things that I will go as far as to say we do better than the rest of the world. Like almost nothing. But queuing, we need to talk about.
I think it's just like because there are so many bar spots, but I felt like it was so kind of
still very busy, but again, it was packed theatres.
But there could be no queue, and I could be standing at the bar person, and it could still be misinterpreted, and someone can still like ask to come in front of me. Like, but this didn't just happen at the theatres.
no.
This just happened in Hamburg. So we've had an amazing weekend. Thank you, tiny people in my camera, for coming with us to Hamburg, Germany. Who knows where we will be going next. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. Thank you both for a great weekend and for a lovely trip. Comment down below with what your favourite part was or anything else you'd like to know. Any advice that we could maybe share. If you had one tip to give people who wanted to go and see some theatre in Hamburg who are not from there, what would it be?
Don't get scared by the language barrier. Most of the shows that they are programming are quite easy to follow without like perfect German.
Because like the upcoming stuff as well. So MJ is going to the theatre where Frozen was later this year, and Juliet is going to the theatre where Bat Out of Hell was. Both of those I think are pretty
Bat Out of Hell?
easy show. Not Bat Out of Hell, Tanz Der Vampire. Bats, Steinman. I've been on a flight.
I will say MJ is going to be an interesting one, just for the fact is, obviously I don't know the details of the show, but I imagine it won't be German singing the songs, potentially.
I don't think Anne Juliet is going to be either. I think Anne Juliet's German script, English song lyrics.
And MJ is very song heavy, so
Yeah.
I would say tips wise, the travel to get to these theatres was easy.
It was.
I mean, that was one of the pros of Hamburg in general. It was very, very fast to get around where we were. So tip would be the Hamburg card that we got, the Hamburg Traveller card. It was a bit of a lifesaver, to be honest.
Every other thing I could think to tell you, I have said over the course of this video. So I hope that's been helpful and or just a nice vicarious trip for you to enjoy. There'll be more vlog content coming suspiciously soon, like very soon, like maybe I'm getting on a plane very soon. In the meantime, I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!